Hi all, welcome back. This video is a continuation of PySpark shared variables. In the previous video, we have seen about the various needs for shared variables. So sometimes there will be a need to share a variable across the task or between the task and the driver program. We also saw there are two types of shared variables. One is broadcast variable and the other is accumulators. We already saw in detail about accumulators in the previous videos. So in this video, let us try to focus on what are the broadcast variable and what it is used for. As you know, broadcast variable is a category of, or a type of shared variable. So definitely this will be helpful to share certain data across all the nodes in the cluster or executors or between the task and the driver program. So what is actually a broadcast variable and when do we need to use these broadcast variable? So generally broadcast variable are useful when we have a large data set that needs to be cached in the executors. So you would be aware of the concept called lookup, right? The purpose of broadcast variable is similar to that. Let us take an example and just imagine you're working on the IPL dataset. So here there are various teams like CSK, KKR, DZ, MI, Gujarat Titans, LSG, and many other teams. See, suppose if you want to get the lookup of the abbreviation or the full form of these keywords, then there occur the broadcast variable. In other words, while doing a transformation, we need to look up a large table. So it can be a zip code or pin code or team names like this or something like that, which can be very huge. So here it is neither feasible to send the large lookup table every time into the executors nor query the database every time. So the solution should be to convert this lookup to broadcast variable, and Spark actually what it will do, it will catch it in every executor for future reference. Okay. So let us try to understand the concept of broadcast variable with the help of a simple example. So this is the example of accumulator variable which we saw in the previous video. So using the Spark context, you create the accumulator variable called num with the help of accumulator method. Same way, in broadcast variable, we create the broadcast variable with the help of broadcast method from the Spark context. So this is an example of the IPL teams. So these broadcast variable is nothing but a mechanism for sharing certain variable across executors that are meant for read only. So consider the accumulators where it is meant for writing, whereas these broadcast variables are meant only for read only. So these broadcast variable, it will all be available in the executors while executing in the Spark application. So these variable will be cached and ready to be used by the tasks executing as a part of application. So the value once sent will be stored until the entire process or the entire application is completed. So if we do not have a concept of broadcast variable, then what will happen? Every time the variables would be shipped to the executor for every transformation. Suppose you are writing a transformation to collect, then every time you need to ship it for the transformation and every action. And this definitely will cause the network overhead. However, with this broadcast variable, they are shipped once to all the executors and are cached for future reference. So how do you create a broadcast variable? Broadcast variable can be created by using the broadcast method from the Spark context. And same way, in the accumulators, we had the accumulator and the value method in order to retrieve the data. So here also you have the value broadcast variable dot value so that it will retrieve the value of the broadcast variable for us. So definitely using the broadcast variable can improve your performance by reducing the amount of network traffic and data serialization required to execute your Spark application. Okay, so let us try to run this program. So here we have used, as we discussed earlier, we have used the value method in order to retrieve the value of the broadcast variable. So here for Rohit Sharma, he is the captain for Mumbai Indians. So here I have MI and the output or the result is Mumbai Indians. Same way for CSK, I have retrieved as Chennai Super Kings, and KKR is Kolkata Knight Riders. Okay, so as we discussed, this broadcast variable will help to improve our performance by reducing the amount of network traffic and data serialization which are required to execute our Spark application. Okay, so hope you got an idea of about what is a broadcast variable. In the next video, we will try to understand the difference between the accumulator and the broadcast variable. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.